Hi, welcome to Sky Sea Channel. This time, I want to discuss a topic that is very exciting and important for us all. What is it? Of course, it's about our beloved Earth. We all know that our Earth has two poles that are cold and snowy, namely the North and South Poles. These poles are very important for maintaining the climate and life on this planet. But, do you know that these poles are in danger? Yes, because of global warming, the ice in the North and South Poles is melting rapidly. According to the National Snow and Ice Data Center, in September 2020, the Arctic sea ice extent reached its second lowest point since 1979. Meanwhile, according to the World Meteorological Organization, in 2020, the average temperature in Antarctica reached its highest record since 1981. What will happen if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely? Let's find out together. One of the impacts that will happen if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely is a huge flood all over the world. According to WWF, in the last 10 years, the Arctic Ocean has lost 13% of its ice and made sea level rise by 17 to 20 centimeters every year. If all ice melts, sea level could rise up to 70 meters and make many cities in the world that are along the coastline sink. Imagine, New York, London, Tokyo, Sydney, and other cities could disappear from the map. Millions of people could lose their homes, jobs, and vital infrastructure. This is not just a nightmare, but it could be a reality if we don't act soon. A quote from climate scientist James Hansen says, "If we don't reduce greenhouse gas emissions drastically in the near future, we will face consequences that are unimaginable by anyone." Another impact that will happen if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely is the emergence of prehistoric viruses that are potentially dangerous for humans. According to Forbes, in 2015, scientists found 33 types of viruses that are 15,000 years old, trapped in ice on the Gulia Plateau, Tibet. These viruses can still live because they can reproduce in extreme environments. If there are so many frozen viruses in Tibet, maybe the Earth's poles also have the same thing. What if all ice melts? Prehistoric viruses that were trapped will roam freely. Scientists have not been able to confirm whether the virus is deadly or not. But, we certainly don't want to take risks, right? Especially we just went through a COVID-19 pandemic that has made us suffer enough. We don't want a new pandemic that is worse. The next impact that will happen if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely is a drastic change in global weather. According to CNBC Indonesia, the North Pole is very influential for global climate change. The Arctic region is warming twice as fast as other parts of the world, according to a report released last week by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This phenomenon occurs because the ice in the ocean that is white becomes thinner or disappears, so that the sea surface or land that is dark absorbs more heat from the sun and releases it back into the atmosphere. This will disrupt air and sea circulation patterns that affect weather around the world. As a result, we will experience more frequent and severe extreme weather events such as storms, floods, droughts, heat waves, and others. We can no longer enjoy normal and stable seasons. We have to be ready to face natural disasters that can come anytime and anywhere. The last impact that will happen if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely is the extinction of polar animals. The ice in the North and South Poles is home to many animal species that depend on sea ice for survival. According to Babospedia, if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely, then polar animals such as polar bears, penguins, seals, and others will lose their habitat and food source. They will have difficulty adapting to the new environment that is warmer and wetter. Many of them will die of starvation, disease, or hunted by humans. The extinction of polar animals will reduce biodiversity and disrupt the ecosystem balance. Meanwhile, polar animals are very cute and adorable. We certainly don't want to lose them, right? Well, friends, those are some of the impacts that will happen if the ice in the North and South Poles melts completely. Scary, right? But we must not despair and give up. We can still prevent this bad thing from happening by doing environmental care actions such as planting trees, reducing plastic waste, using renewable energy, and others. We can also support organizations that fight to protect the Earth's poles from the threat of global warming. We all have a responsibility to keep our Earth healthy and green. Let's work together to save the Earth's poles. That's all for this video from me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next video.